Hello and welcome to the Animation Academy in Burbank, California, where everybody's happy and where we still have marching bands. And this is a picture of our chart that I pulled from our archives. This is from 2002, in the days when we used to actually print hard copy schedules and mail them out to prospective students and people who were interested in the Academy, back in the days prior to the widespread advent of the internet. And this is another episode of Share the Lesson with yours truly, Charles Zambilis. I'm the founder, director, and the lead instructor here at the Academy. And this is episode number 5. We're going to be taking a look at circles, part 2. This is a follow-up to episode number 3. We're going to be taking a look at the ellipse. And we're also going to be paying some attention to the setup, what I call the setup, where we start to prepare for construction of our original characters that we'll be designing. Okay, before we do that, I'd like to introduce you to somebody. This is the artwork from a student that we currently have enrolled with us. This is Hannah, and on the left you can see this drawing here on the left is something that Hannah did. This was her very first sketch that she did in Character Design 1, and you can see that she had a lot of promise. She showed a lot of promise, and she obviously has talent, but a lot of things here are just not working. It's really, she's not, she rushed the drawing, she's not taking her time. There's like issues, like look what's happening with this side of the neck as opposed to this side of the neck. And this is what she was doing a few weeks later at the very end of the class. And this is how she wrapped up Character Design 1. And I'll tell you, this really makes what a difference, what a contrast we see between before and after in character design. Solid drawing, great composition, a very appealing character, a lot of very positive things happening with Hannah's work. Okay, and now Hannah's progressing into visual development. She's taken Visual Development 1, and what this particular assignment involved is coming up with a composition, a character-based composition, and showcasing what's happening as far as the form of the character is concerned by the use of a light source. So she's breaking down her composition into areas of shadow, shapes of shadow, and shapes of light. And you can see here how she's done just a fabulous job in really describing depth of field and form and all these things that are important to create the illusion of dimensionality with her character. Okay, she really got off to a great start with Character Design 1, and now she progressed to tonal rendering, where you are not only being sensitive to the light source and describing form through shadow and light, but you're also introducing tonal values, grayscale values into your composition that are vital and really important to when you make the transition to color. And this is something she was doing with markers recently. She's obviously inspired by animal-based characters, and she's doing a wonderful job here with this rendition of her character. Another grayscale study, and soon she's going to be moving into color. So want to just have a shout out there for Hannah and introduce you to her. She's a really talented artist, and I'm confident that she's going to be very successful in her career. She's also an animator, natural born animator, so I'm excited to see what she's going to be doing in the future. Okay, let's follow up with where we were at Share the Lesson number 3, where we were talking about developing the ability to draw a perfect circle freehand. And let's take a look at this particular composition that I have here. And what this is some circles that I've drawn while I was conducting class with students. So this is just stuff that I've done in class while students were watching me to prove that I could draw a perfect circle. So the red that you see here is my initial sketch of the circle, the freehand sketch of the circle, and then the dark line that you see here is the circle that I drew through with an ellipse. Okay, so this is what you want to do And this is what you don't want to do. You don't want to make random loops. You don't want to go into this haphazardly. You want to focus on what it is that you're doing and make a perfect circle and prepare for the process of designing a nice, good, solid, classic character. This is the foundation of it all. Okay, let's go on to the next sketch here, and you can see again this is just another hold on one second please, another example of a circle that I drew in class in front of my students and showing them how accurate I could be, and then going ahead and following it up with drawing a circle from the ellipse. And again, you don't want to do this, everyone. No. Okay, what you want to do is you want to do this. You want to draw a perfect circle freehand. Okay, here's some circles that I drew that you can see. We take a closer look here that, not always, sometimes you kind of, there's like little areas here, like, hold on please. Oh, I'm getting the wrong thing. Hold on. I appreciate your patience, everyone. Thank you. Okay, you can see areas here where I've got a little bit of a problem, where I kind of stray, and sometimes you can't. You're not always right on it, but you want to get as close as you can, so that you can have a nice foundation to move on to the next level. And what you want to do from here on, this next level that you want to take it to, is where we actually start what we call the construction process. Okay, and that involves establishing, like what you can see right here. Excuse me again. There we are. Okay, we start by establishing a vertical line that goes directly north and south in your circle, and then you follow it up with a horizontal line that goes across this way. And each of these lines have their purpose. So you can see an abbreviation that I used here from my class notes. The CL represents the term center line, and the EL represents the term eye line. This is basic fundamental stuff. And one of the reasons why I'm being so emphatic about it is because if you really want to get good at this, this is what you need to master. This is the beginning of it all. So the center line and the eye line wrapping around a perfect circle. Okay, and you can see here that in the lower right hand corner that actually what's happening with your circle, with your eye line, all that is that it's actually operates as an ellipse. It's something that wraps around your circle like this, and I'll give you a better example of it over here. Okay, this is an ellipse. These lines that go around your circle are ellipses. So when you move the circle like this way, this way, and this way, you're going to get the illusion of depth of field. You're going to start to see that there's dimensionality and a three-dimensional aspect to the shape that you're drawing. And this is crucial because when you move into the area of designing characters in the classic method, in the classic style, being able to do this is very important. Now, something I've noticed in the past with some artists, they tend to do this when they're going through this process. They tend to do this with their center line, and they tend to do this with their eye line. It's very common, and frankly, everyone, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this, and I don't agree with this. And the reason being that you want your center line and you want your eye line to be committed to the shape. So in other words, if you're doing this, then this is the center line, this is the eye line for a larger shape. You want to go ahead and make sure that all that is staying true to the actual form of the circle. This is getting a little confusing, but you can see from these examples that I've got here how important this is. Just sticking to having your center line, the ellipse of your center line, and the ellipse of your eye line wrapping around that form. Okay, so this is what you want to do. This is what you want to avoid. Alright, great. Alright, this was just a quick little lesson, and we're going to be following up with something that is will build upon this, that is even more substantial. But in the meantime, what I would encourage you to do is this, students. Practice. Practice this. Practice drawing a perfect circle and then describing form by virtue of what we're calling the center line and the eye line. Okay? You could do this with a pencil very, very easily. You could do it easier than what I'm doing right now. I'm drawing digitally, and I'm not quite getting the accuracy that I would like with a pencil and paper, but it still works out good. Right, great. Well, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope that this video and the other videos that I'm creating and the ones that will be following up, you find them helpful. If you know somebody that can benefit from watching these videos, please feel free to share it with them. You can like the Animation Academy on Facebook. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. And if you have any questions about what it is that I'm sharing with you, please feel free to leave in the comments section, and I'll follow up on with an answer as best as I can. Okay? Great, everyone. Have fun, keep creating, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.